Let's call this one Democracy for Dummies. This baby represents our freedoms. It's for the most part defenseless unless we are willing to be mindful, be watchful, be responsible, and not leave it in the hands of predators who would eat our baby. Even though along the way they have promised to be watchful and not eat the baby. Harley, don't eat the baby. Be good. Oh, okay, I'll be good. I'm just sitting here watching the baby. And we have to live our lives, do what needs to be done, so forth and so on. As the irresponsible predator watches our baby. Oh, they always say they're going to be mindful, that they understand, and that they realize that it's their job to watch our baby. And from time to time, we catch them doing exactly what they say they're not going to do, eating the baby. And instead of being responsible and proactive, and either removing the predator from the scene or actively getting involved and protecting the baby, we leave the baby right where it is. And yet again say, hey, don't eat the baby. Harley, don't eat the baby. And as time goes by, our baby of freedom and liberty slowly deteriorates in one way, shape, or form. As we continue to leave our baby of freedom in the hands of a bunch of predators who know that they shouldn't eat the baby. Hey, don't eat the baby. Oh no, we promise to watch your baby and love your baby. We would never eat your baby. We have lives to live. We have things we have to do so that we're able to feed the baby. And unfortunately, the way our system is set up, we have no choice but to leave our baby in the care of people who say they're going to watch it, who say, based on their political platforms and campaigns, that they have our baby's best interest at heart. Yet, time and time again, we are constantly finding these very same people doing exactly what they campaigned on not doing. Slowly eroding our rights and our freedoms because they can't help but to eat the baby. And this is the state of affairs of this country right now, in this time, in this very moment. And this missing piece represents the damage to our First Amendment and right to free speech. And this damaged piece represents the threat to the Second Amendment, and so forth and so on. As we look the other way, go about our lives, and let some predator who promised that they wouldn't eat our baby. This is what happens when we're not willing to be informed. This is what happens when we say things to make excuses, to make it possible for these people to eat our baby. As we look the other way, pretend it isn't happening, as our baby is slowly devoured. You would never allow this to happen to your child, would you? Why would you allow it to happen to your country? We are watching in live time the rule of law and due process being undermined and usurped. And it's been going on for quite some time. What most people aren't willing to realize and or acknowledge is that it's a direct threat not only to themselves, but to their children and grandchildren. And just who is it do you think that they're going to try and eat next when they finally finish off our baby? Just as the people of Hong Kong have figured out, they're coming for you next. Because what's the next logical step once the baby is gone? Give us back our baby!